So since you're actually the first, I think, Liga MX fan that we've had on, I'll just ask quickly, what do you think about getting rid of the relegation?
I think it's the biggest mistake they could ever make. I think it's one of those things that really made it different than like the MLS, and one of those things that I think fans really appreciated. The fact that they could still see Pro Rel there too. So getting rid of it is not good. I know why they did it for though. It's at the end of the day with Liga MX, a lot of the league really revolves around business and if it makes business sense and whatnot. And a lot of the second division teams, they couldn't really qualify to go to first division because they had a lot of requirements that were set upon them by the league to make it to first division. So it had already been, I think, like 2 or 3 champions from second division that hadn't actually been able to move on. And when those things happened, they had to have someone else maybe come in and take their spot for first division, or maybe the first division team could actually stay and they just had to pay like, I think it was like $6 million. And so I think they just kept seeing that and they just thought, we're just going to just stop doing that. We're going to take a break from it. And then we're going to hopefully come back with more teams that have that capacity to move up, which to me, I feel like they were being too strict about it because they were just too stringent on like the rules they wanted these teams to have, considering that they're second division teams. You can't really expect them to, have that cash flow to do all these things that you want them to do for first division. So I mean, that was kind of a shame, but they are saying though that there's hope that promotion might actually come back in 2022, but relegation might not come back until maybe 2025. So hopeful that that's changing, and hopefully by next year we start seeing it again. But even if that's the case, at least if we still see promotion, I think that'll be good because they do have a goal of reaching, I believe it was like 24 teams here in the next coming years too. So I'm all for the league growing. I think there's enough teams out there to really do a 24 team league, and if MLS is going to be a 30 team league, then Liga MX needs to step it up and be at least closer to that number too in number of teams. So
one league, 50 teams. Let's do it.
You're gonna get him started. You're gonna get him started. And now he's gonna go on.
I'm kidding. Just for the 2 new people, I hate that idea.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you too. We've talked about it before too, and it's, for one, I know it's not going to work out logistic wise. You can't make that work out, and secondly, the leagues are just managed real different. There's a lot of like under the table things that happen in Liga MX that MLS would not want to be a part of. So I know it's impossible. As much as
like
maybe
Cruz Azul's owner with the money laundering. I'm just saying.
Well, to be honest though, like they actually aren't our owners though. Like we're owned by the company that does the cement too. So
that's
we're not really. Yeah, no, they're president, vice president, but trust me, as fans, we've always wanted them kicked out though. We want them kicked out because there's a lot of shady things going on in themselves too, and I don't even want to get started with that too. But yeah, no, we wanted them to get kicked out, and I think just in general, anytime you hear anything going on shady in the league, you just kind of want that to be like gone. And we've had a lot of things happen, and just the fact that they canceled our season, which was still undergoing, it was like a big thing. And really, I think they revealed to like the entire world all the shady practices that they did, because essentially they wanted everyone to think that they canceled it for health reasons, which would have been good if it would have been the case. But now they're telling us that next season is coming up in July 24th. And then one team that played in the previous season, they, out of nowhere, they just moved them out. And it's a team that had been there for a long time. They moved them to this other city, which is a cool city, Mazatlan too. It's a really touristy city. You got beach and all that too. But still, you could right away know that they did it because they wanted to move that team. And they didn't want to resume with that team still being there, especially because this new team had a new stadium too. So it's really clear, why they canceled it too. So it's just really shady, to see those things happening.
One thing I will say, if the US and Mexico ever combine leagues, I don't think any other league has a right to complain about travel until they have to make the trip that a Canadian team will have to make into Mexico.
Yeah.
Absolutely.